Hi, I'm Mindy Peters, the Solutions Manager at SPI, and this is the third in a series on all of the automations that happen behind the scenes once someone purchases one of our Teachable courses. So in the previous videos, I walked you through the thank you page in Teachable that the new student will see, as well as how we deliver bonuses using Zapier. If either of those topics are interesting to you, the link to those videos is below. But this video can stand alone. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the automation that we run inside of ConvertKit after someone makes a purchase and how we update their subscriber record with this new information. The purpose for this is so that we can make sure that we're not trying to sell them the product that we've already sold them, and that we are now sending them information that is relevant to them based on this new knowledge that we know that they have. This video will be useful to you even if you are not using Teachable to sell your products. If you're using any other product platform but you are using ConvertKit, I think this will be useful. If you're using Teachable but not ConvertKit, I think this will still give you some ideas for what you might be able to do inside of your own email service provider after a sale is made. So let's get into ConvertKit and I'll show you all the things that we're doing. So here I am inside of my new student enrollment automation, and this is for the course 123 Affiliate Marketing. The way that I got here was in this bar at the top. I clicked on automations, and then inside of my list of automations, I clicked on this automation. If you haven't set one up, you can always click on new automation. If you are completely new to ConvertKit automations, we have a playlist for that below. So here's my automation, and you can see that it's clicking off with 4 different product sales. It's one course, so why are there 4 different products? Well, that's because I have 3 different pricing plans inside of Teachable, and also there is the admin enrolled product, and that just means that you could also include any time that you manually enroll someone in a course, you could also consider that a product sale. Now, I hooked up Teachable by going to the integration section in ConvertKit. So let me show you where that is. ConvertKit recently moved the integration section. So you'll find integrations under automations. And when you click on automations, in the bar here, all the way to the right, click on integrations. These are the platforms that you can directly integrate with in ConvertKit, and you can see there's a lot of different sales platforms in here. I have integrated Teachable as well as Stripe and a few others. So this is where you go if you have not yet integrated your Teachable account. If this is your first time integrating Teachable, here's what you need to know about being able to find your product inside of the purchase menu. For every pricing plan that you want to pull in, you will have to have made a purchase first. And so the way that I like to do this is to make a test purchase of every single pricing plan as I'm setting up a new course product. The way that I do that is I end up making myself a coupon code that takes off the entire value of the course except for $1. You do actually have to spend money to get this integration to connect into ConvertKit. So what I do is I make a coupon code that takes all of the price off except for that $1, and then after I run the purchase and it has been pulled into ConvertKit, then I just go back into Teachable and I refund that purchase. Or you could just keep it as a live purchase and consider that part of the sort of platform cost as you are setting this up. Now, a thing to know when you do that test purchase is that you need to be patient. It can take time, sometimes 20 minutes, before that product will then show up in the purchase menu inside of ConvertKit. It just takes a little bit of time for that integration to pick up on the fact that a sale has been made over in Teachable. So just be patient. I am never patient in this step because I'm always doing it kind of at the last minute. And so it's my single least favorite part of the whole process of like setting up a new product is just waiting for that purchase to come through in the integration. So just know that that's coming. But once you have your pricing plans here and you have added them at the top of your automation, and again, if you're new to automations, we have videos for that. Here's what we are doing. So what we are doing inside of ConvertKit is we are adjusting the information that we have stored on our subscriber and now our customer. The first thing that I'm doing here is I'm marking that person as a student. So what you're going to see here is that I'm actually storing that information in two ways. I'm storing it both as a tag and as a custom field. Typically, you would choose one or the other, but what has essentially happened in our business is we used to store all of our information as tags. And then about 2 years ago, we started adding custom fields into sort of our data storage model. But because we had so many habits built around tags, right now I do have some duplication in that like tags and custom fields are storing the same information. So here you see 123 affiliate marketing, all students, and that, if you see here, is a tag. And you can see the little tiny plus sign here. That means I'm adding the tag 123 affiliate marketing, all students. This person is now a student of 123 affiliate marketing. And I'm going to scroll down the automation just for a moment here. So you can also see here that I am setting the value of my custom field teachable _123 AM to student. That's essentially storing the same information as that tag up there. We're going to get to this in a minute, but I just wanted to acknowledge that I'm duplicating some data here. Okay, so I'm back at the top here at that tag. And as I go through these different tags and custom field updates, there's no particular order to them. Essentially, the order that is here is kind of the order in which I made the decision to include that data. The order of what is happening doesn't matter until we get down at the bottom of this automation, and I'll talk to that when we get there. So I'm adding 123 affiliate marketing, all students. The next thing I'm doing is, you can see here, if I hover, it's a little hard to see, but there's a minus sign on this tag. I am removing a tag. And this tag, webinar, affiliate marketing, masterclass ongoing, what this tag is tracking is part of our marketing process for the course 123 affiliate marketing. So anytime somebody enrolls in one of our affiliate marketing masterclass webinars, which in the past we have offered both evergreen versions of, as well as many live versions of this webinar. Every, say, 3 or 4 months, we offer a live version of that webinar. We will add the tag affiliate marketing masterclass ongoing. And ongoing just means they've been to it at least once. We're keeping track of that. So we know that they've been to that webinar in the past. We are using that tag specifically for marketing of this course. And so I no longer want to include this person in that pool of people, because when I market that webinar, I know that at the end of the webinar, I'm including a pitch for this course. All of the advice that is happening in the webinar is included in the 123 affiliate marketing course. And so essentially this webinar is no longer relevant to this student. And so I no longer want to associate them with that marketing effort. So I'm removing that tag. The next thing you see here is I'm updating a custom field, and that custom field is called business_have, and I'm setting the value to yes. Let me show you what this custom field is. Because we have so many team members and my memory is spotty, anytime I add a new custom field, I create a note that just reminds me what that custom field is tracking and what all the values for that custom field are. And I do this tracking inside of Notion. I've previously done it inside of a Google Doc. It totally doesn't matter. You could handwrite it. Does not matter, but it's a great idea to write down anytime you make a new custom field in ConvertKit what that custom field is tracking and what values you can have for that field. So here you see survey question, business have. The question is, do you already have an online business? And my available answers are just simply yes or no. Now, when somebody purchases 123 affiliate marketing, I am making an assumption about that person. And my assumption about that person is they have a business. Now, maybe they don't have a business yet, but when somebody purchases 1, 2, 3 affiliate marketing, if they work through the lessons, they will be setting up a business for themselves. I could wait and try to figure out some point in the course where if they complete this lesson, that means that now they have a business. But that process gets really complicated, and I'm trying to keep this as simple as possible. That process wouldn't account for somebody who is just picking and choosing various lessons inside of Teachable. It wouldn't account for people who work through the course but never hit the next button to essentially complete an individual lesson. And so rather than relying on Teachable and their lesson completion stats, I am just saying if somebody bought this course and they work through it, they're going to have a business. Yes, there's a possibility that they'll buy this course and never work through the content. And so maybe they don't have a business, but all of this is us just doing our best. And so I am going to assume that they have a business. Okay, you can see I am updating another custom field. This one is called affiliate_level. And again, this is very similar to Business Have. I'll show you what I'm tracking here. My survey question is, how would you rate yourself as an affiliate marketer? How well are you able to sell products? Now, this survey question, sometimes I'm asking people explicitly this question, and they are answering these answers: beginner, intermediate, advanced. And sometimes I'm just inferring the answer based on activity. And this is a case of me just inferring the answer to this question. If they complete 1, 2, 3 affiliate marketing, that puts them in a position where we would consider them an advanced marketer, an advanced affiliate marketer. Now, maybe they only complete half of the course, and that really kind of only makes them intermediate. It's good enough for our purposes. And part of why we keep track of things like the answer to this question is just to help us provide our customers with better information. So that, say, Pat wants to send out a bunch of information, send out a really good free series on just what to do as a beginning affiliate marketer. Well, I know based on what they've done, what they've signed up for, they are beyond this level. I don't want to crowd their inboxes with advice that they don't need, with advice that they already know. That's why I'm keeping track of information like this. Here we are back at that Teachable_123am student, and here's what's going to explain the difference between keeping information in tags versus custom fields. So I have a tag that tells me this person is a student of the course. Let's see what the custom field can track that a single tag cannot. This custom field is tracking 3 states. They are an active student, and so that's what I just set this person as. The ConvertKit value was student. But then I also have somebody who maybe bought the course but was refunded. I'm keeping track of that here as well, and I'm using a different automation to fill that in. Or I have canceled due to non-payment, and this is with an installment plan in Teachable. So let's say somebody enrolls in a 3 installment plan. They make payment number 1, but for whatever reason, their credit card doesn't run for payments number 2 and 3. So it could be just that they got a new credit card and forgot to update us, or it was a debit card and they have insufficient funds. For whatever reason, Teachable was unable to collect an installment payment. Those people get marked as canceled, and they can come back to us later and say, hey, I'm paid for the first one. Can I finish off my installment plan and get access back into that course? So these are the things that I am tracking inside of the custom field. I can track if they're a student, if they've been refunded, or if they have canceled. And I can't do that with a single tag. I can do that with 3 tags, but I can't do that with a single tag. And that is some of the value of using a custom field over tags. Next, I am setting affiliate have to yes. And again, this is just more information that I'm keeping track of. In this case, my question is, do you do affiliate marketing? And my answers are yes, no, I would like to. And in that case, I store interested, or no, I don't think it's right for my business. And in that case, I would score not interested. And so if they've purchased this course, they are doing affiliate marketing. Scrolling on down. The last custom field here that I'm updating is current interest, and that one's quite complicated, so I'll just talk about it sort of briefly and generally, but know that all of the thinking around the current interest custom field comes from Brennan Dunn, who both has a great course called Mastering ConvertKit, and then he is also the head of Right Message, which is a tool that we've talked about a lot at SPI, and it's a very sophisticated tool that we use to help with a lot of the updating of ConvertKit behind the scenes. And it allows you to customize web pages based on the data that you have stored in ConvertKit. So what current interest is doing is essentially, this is a custom field that for some people will get updated frequently. And it's just saying, this is what I think this person is interested in right now. And so because someone just bought a course on affiliate marketing, I think right now they are interested in affiliate marketing. But if 2 weeks down the road, they sign up for one of our podcasting webinars, then I'm going to update that current interest field to podcasting. And the idea behind this is just to sort of keep sort of a sense of what are people interested in, and then I can use that current interest field to do things like, say, update a PS field in an email, and it will play different content based on if someone's current interest is affiliate marketing or their current interest is podcasting. The goal is just basically to be giving our subscribers information that is relevant to them right now, not information that's based on something that maybe they did 3 years ago and we still think is relevant to them. So let's say that a subscriber 3 years ago signed up for one of our podcasting webinars, and sort of in the process of evaluating podcasting, they said, that's not really for me. Well, if sort of they never let me know, gee, I'm not really interested in podcasting, I might always think forever and always they're interested in podcasting because they went to that webinar once. The current interest field just sort of helps you keep track of what is sort of top of mind for people. It's pretty complicated, and if you're interested in that topic, look up Brennan Dunn, and he has a lot of great advice on these things. Here's where the automation, in my mind, gets kind of fun. Now we have a branch in our automation, and this is what ConvertKit calls a condition. And in a condition, ConvertKit is checking to see, does this person have this thing or do they not have this thing? So in this case, I am having ConvertKit look and see, does this person have a particular tag? Do they have the Academy Active Member tag? And if the answer to that is yes, send them down this path. And if the answer to that is no, send them down that path. Now, what is happening here is related to our Circle Academy. And what's happening here is somewhat complicated, and so that's what the next video is going to be about. So for right now, we are going to move on past this, but just know that in your automation, you can use conditions to check for certain things, and you can have different things happen based on whether or not they have that condition, and it's pretty cool. So the next video is going to cover what all I'm checking for, why I'm checking for it, and then what happens if they have that condition. Now we're at the bottom of my automation, and this is the point at which order matters. I am sending my student into an email automation. Now, when I first started using ConvertKit automations, here's how I screwed it up. I would put the email sequence at the top of my automation. So I would say, I want them to get this email right after they make that action. So right after they buy that product, I want to make sure that they get this email right away. So I better make it first. And then I'll update all of those tags and custom fields and things like that. The problem with that strategy is that your subscriber has to go through that entire email sequence before anything after it happens. And so if you had an email sequence that maybe took 7 days to happen, the rest of that data telling you that the person is now a student, removing them from your marketing automations, that stuff won't happen for 7 days. So if you want an email to go out right after someone has purchased, still first, put all of that tagging, custom field updating first, and then start the email sequence. All of that stuff takes ConvertKit seconds to accomplish. It is not going to slow down your email substantially, so go ahead and put those things in first. The caveat on that would be, in this custom fork here, if I had stuck, say, an email sequence in here, that whole sequence would have to happen before it got down here. So it's just trying to think through the order of operations when you're building an automation. Let's take a look at this. And then I'll address why you're seeing 0 subscribers here and why on all of these different steps, see like right here, you're seeing 812, here you're seeing 311. We'll come to that question after we look at the email sequence. Now here is a place where we could be doing better, and I want you to do better than we are doing right now. This is something that we are actively working on to improve. So we have this welcome email sequence here. But it's only 1 email long and we could do a lot better. So this is sort of the bare minimum. What you could be doing is checking in on your customer over, say, the first week or the first 2 weeks after they've purchased your product. And those can get added in here at the add email button as additional emails in the process. But you can see right here, we've only got a single email. And the reason you saw 0 subscribers on this was because I just rewrote this email. What was here before, I didn't really like, and so I removed that and rewrote this email. What we're trying to accomplish in this very first email is to let people know how do they get access to the product that they have just purchased, how do they answer their billing questions if they have them or get help if they need them, and then what should they do first? If they have only a tiny amount of time, what is the one action that they should do right now? And so that is what we have described in this email. What I might include in subsequent emails, and as we're sort of rethinking this process internally, would be to check in and maybe 2 days after they purchase, to check in with an email that reminds them, hey, don't forget to join the student community. And then maybe 2 days or so later, I would say, hey, did you know that office hours is coming up, which is a feature that's included with a course purchase. Don't forget, you have the access to Pat Flynn's office hours. Here's where to get the schedule for that. And then maybe a couple of days later, I would follow up with an email that just sort of goes through the frequently asked questions that we get from new students in the email inbox and answer those questions to stop the student from wondering those things themselves and feeling the need to send in an email. You want to think through sort of what are the things that are going to pop up for a new customer of my product and do your best to try to answer those. So that's what we'll be doing over, the next month or so to improve this process for ourselves. To get back into the sequence, everything auto saves these days, which is really fantastic. You used to have to be really sure to hit the save button or you would lose your progress. Now ConvertKit is just auto saving. So just click over here and that will return you back to the top of your automation. So then the one other question that I think you might have here was, again, around this completed stats. So you can see like the numbers here don't add up to the completed number that you see here. And you see 977 here, but only 89 here. Why is that? The reason behind that is just, these are things that I've added into the sequence recently. And you can add new steps in your automation at any time. You don't have to create a new automation. Just click the plus button here and it will give you sort of your options here. It's also important to know, like if you edit a step, that's going to hang on to the completion rate. But if you remove it, you're losing the stat tracking on that. Something that I embarrassingly discovered like way too late in the process is you can hover over the completed section here, click on that, and ConvertKit will give you that list of people who have completed that specific task. And then you have the ability there not only to see the list of people, but you could add tags to them or you can do other data manipulation from that point. So that is a really good thing to know, and it took me way too long to figure that out. This is everything that we are doing inside of ConvertKit for email automations, with the exception of that Academy tagging section of the automation, and that's what I'll cover in our next video. If you would like to learn more about working with ConvertKit, we have a great course called Email Marketing Magic, and this course will teach you both how to use ConvertKit, but it's also going to teach you a lot of great email marketing strategy, what to do and when to do it. And the link for that is on the screen. It is smartpassiveincome.com/get-magic.